Bulls guard Jay Williams. And Jay, from the land of the space program, we're ready for takeoff.
That's right, and they're letting those threes fly from everywhere on the court. Let's see if this team can win a third championship.
Ready to go here from Toyota Center. Let's gear up for the opening tip. Jay, the Thunder have loads of talent, but right now they're facing a team that is locked in and playing so well together.
Ed, there's no doubt that when OKC plays at its best, they can beat anybody in the NBA. But I think this team is really struggling defensively. Whenever you lose the likes of Corey Brewer and Andre Roberson, your best perimeter defender, that is not the key to success to OKC stopping somebody.
And strokes it.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Westbrook into the front court. Down just a couple. Here comes the screen. Russell Westbrook against Chris Paul. To Harden. Shot clock to 4 for Houston. Harden. His first effort off the mark. Paul into the front court. Lead is 2. To Gilgeous-Alexander. Down to Adams. Able to convert inside.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
Westbrook across the timeline. A minute gone by here in the opening quarter. Tucker. Thunder with the basketball. Straight down the middle of the lane. Way to punch it home.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
To Harden. Tucker to Harden. Rockets with 4 to shoot. Harden. James Harden missed his first. That one goes.
For average shooters, that's not a great shot. But for a great shooter, that's a good look.
Clint Capella sends it away. And his foot was on the line. It's going the other way. Gilgeous-Alexander. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
Old school equals high percentage.
Houston with the basketball. Westbrook to Harden. Here comes the screen. Baseline drive. James Harden. 2 for 3 now here in the first. The challenge defending a guy who can be a 1 or a 2.
We're not old men talking about this game. We don't define players by positions anymore. Is he a 1 or is he a 2? No, he's James Harden. He is a scorer and an elite passer.
Russell Westbrook rocking the rim. Where did that come from?
It's like he got in an elevator and went to floor 8. And Ed, I have to say something, okay? 6'3", 6 feet, 5'11", those aren't small guys. In the big scheme of things, they're pretty tall compared to the average person in public.
I feel like you're speaking from experience.
Everyday experience, my friend. Every day.
Here comes the screen. Harden matched up with Steven Adams. Over to the right side. Down low, Capella. And the rebound pulled down by Adams. Paul across the timeline. Leads just a point. Ooh, Chris Paul. First couple didn't go. That one is true.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
Harden. Capella down low. Oh, great pass. Setting up the basket.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
short jumper off the mark.
And a lot of times in this league, teams take days off. But if this defense keeps maintaining that style of pace defensively, this is going to be a dogfight.
We have both squads set to make some moves right now. Russell Westbrook trying to cash in on a three-point play. A career 81% free throw shooter. Free throw up and good. Gives him a 2-point lead. With the rock, it's Chris Paul. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
Okay, that time it was effective, but a really good defender will put that in their memory bank.
Harden. They work it to Capella. Down low. Whoa! What a finish! Jay, I'm surprised he had a chance to wrap him up.
Well, you're not the only one surprised. This guy is not a good free throw shooter. You never let him have an easy bucket. If anything, make him earn it at the charity stripe.
Scores from the post.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
Harden with it up top. The score, 14 all. Here comes the screen. Nothing going here on that drive. James Harden, 3 for 4. Good start.
Look, the Rockets don't take too many mid-range jumpers. Actually, last season, they led the league in three-point attempts. Glad to see them actually find a two-point shot relevant these days.
And he'll head to the line.
That's actually not a bad move at all. You're applying more pressure on him by sending him to the line.
Nerlens Noel, couple of free throws on the way. Not the best career mark, 62%. Knocks down the first. Goes 2 for 2. Westbrook into the front court. Looking to make something happen. To Harden. From long range. Double figures in the first quarter, now at 10, including that 3.
And the more and more I watch, I become mesmerized with that follow-through. That release is effortless.
Ferguson to Paul. Here comes the screen. Paul. And he's fouled. Nice move that time, and he's going to the line for 2.
You see this all the time. The defensive players establishing his presence on the court and also checking to see how far the refs are going to let him go.
Mike Muscala at the line for 2 shots. A career 84% free throw shooter. And hits the first free throw. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. Now it's Harden, controlling the offense. Beyond the arc for 3. That's good D. Shot no good. Paul into the front court. They trail by 1. Ferguson against the former MVP. Now a steal as the Rockets have it. Knocked loose. Thunder have it. Ferguson to Paul. Ferguson. A pass taken away by the Rockets. Trying to cash in. Hand in his face. Still hits. You don't see that very often.
Ooh, someone's been working on their game in the offseason. But let's not get carried away.
Here's Paul. Brings it up the floor. For three. Shot off the mark. Good defense.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball. But sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
James Harden at the line for a chance at a three-point play. A career 85% free throw shooter. Harden hits the free throw. It's a three-point play. The Rockets extend their lead. Here's Paul, controlling the offense. A shot at the buzzer, and it's no good as time runs out on the first quarter of play. Jay, in the first quarter, if you own shares of stock in the offenses, you'd make a lot of easy money. There was no defense to start this one.
Yeah, I got to hedge the bet because I got to talk to the defense right now. You have to actually play defense on people to stop people in this league.
Across midcourt, it's Schroeder. Now down 6. Unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
You know, Ed, people don't understand. Tough shots are practiced every single day. With all these different contraptions out there to contest your shot, guys shoot 500 made shots a day. This is the new norm.
James Harden trying to cash in. Schroeder.
Send him down.
Slams it down. Whoa, he got up there.
Just showing you that 40-inch vertical.
Rockets in control of the basketball. Harden picked up by Schroeder. Shot clock to 4 for Houston. Harden won't go down. Here's Schroeder with it. Down 2. And the finish at the rim.
There you go. I like seeing his scoring coming from unlikely sources.
Gordon with it. He'll run the offense. To P.J. Tucker. Gets it in the right corner. Has a look. Cephalosha's shot, no good.
Misses happen. Don't put your head down. Let that motivate you on the defensive end. Use it for something positive.
Down to 5 on the 24. Oh, too much contact. Free throws on the way.
You never really want to foul a shooter, but if you do, ensure they're going to have a tough time converting. That's good knowledge of personnel.
Andre Robertson has got 2 shots coming for his career 46%. Misses the first. Knocks down the second after missing the first. Now it's Harden at the controls. Fires the 3. Robertson's there to get the rebound. Schroeder with the basketball. Leads 1. Nothing going here on that drive. Schroeder. OKC now with 4 to shoot. Here's a chance from long range. It's Cephalosha with the rebound. Harden with the basketball. Down a point. Has a chance. Won't go. He needs some luck on his side given how they're defending. To Schroeder. Oh, Dennis Schroeder. He's finally on the board. Makes his first shot. We get a whistle and a timeout for Houston as they'll discuss matters in what's now a 3-point game. Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. Harden. Able to convert inside.
Woo, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
Thunder with the basketball. Schroeder here against Harden. Knocked loose. Rockets have it. Great dish to set it up. He throws it down.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Nothing going here on that drive. Ferguson to Schroeder. Trying to cash in. Deep 2 there. Won't go.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
McLemore against Schroeder. Lets it fly from long range. They dared him, and he burns them.
You live by the 3, you die by the 3. And guess what? They're living large right now.
The Thunder have the possession. Schroeder. Keep on trying. Shot's no good there.
Your contest was great because of your proximity to the player. You forced his follow-through to be cut short, which made him short-arm the shot.
Harden here again, Schroeder. Tight space with the crossover. Harden. Great defense, forcing the miss. Across midcourt, it's Schroeder. Down 4. Cephalosha, guarded by Terrence Ferguson. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. To Schroeder. Nothing going here on that drive. The Thunder down to 4 on the shot clock. Going to launch beyond the arc, and that's rebounded by Houston. It's in the hands of Harden. To Capella. The screen sets him up for 2.
I wasn't necessarily sure which way that PNR was going, but I guess neither was the defense. That makes 2 of us.
The Thunder will use a timeout as they'll talk things over here in the second quarter. Changes coming from both sides right now. Schroeder matched up with Harden. To Paul. To Schroeder. A bad pass as the Rockets come away with it.
Come on, let's dig in. Let's really build this lead.
McLemore unable to hit. Paul with it up top. Under a minute to go before halftime. And he's fouled. Earns a trip to the foul line, Jay.
I say this a lot, and it's only because coaches harp on it all the time. Read the scouting report. Know who you can and should send to the line. This is a case of knowing a shooter probably had a better chance of hitting a jumper than he does of hitting the free throws.
Knocks down the second after missing the first. It's James Harden once again. For 3. That's how you defend. Paul. Ooh, Chris Paul. Tough shooting. Only 2 for 6 after that make.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
Harden guarded by Schroeder. Fires the 3. That misses with 2 seconds to go. Time expires to end the first half with the Rockets in front.
It's time for the Rose Report at halftime, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. The Rockets have the lead, but not by much. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. These are the guys getting buckets for the Houston Rockets. The Thunder have kept it close after one half. I love the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impressed me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Game track. Bench points.
What I found interesting about that half of basketball is how the momentum stayed high even when the substitutions started coming into the game. These guys coming off the bench, from both benches actually, are doing a great job of making positive contributions.
Player of the half.
James Harden did a great job of reading the defense and exploiting the opportunities where he can make the most damage. He's definitely feeling it.
Who was cold?
What can you say about a guy like this? Except that he fits the title of this segment. He was definitely cold in that first half. Here we go with the top 3 plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Thanks for joining us for the halftime report. The second half is about to get started.
It's Rockets ball. Westbrook to Harden. Chris Paul with the block.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Knocked loose. Rockets have the steal.
Don't rush this now. The game's been tight so far.
Turns and slams it down.
We call that get your money and put it in the bank.
Now Paul with the basketball. The deficit now up to 5. With the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
There you go. Finally. Shoot your shot.
Westbrook with the basketball. His guys lead here early stages, third quarter. Harden defended by Robertson. To Capella. Throws it down.
You never want to leave anything to chance when you attack the rim. You finish strong every time you head him.
With the rock, it's Chris Paul. Shot from in close, no good. Harden in possession. Up 5. To Westbrook. Paul into the front court. Looking to make something happen. Now Adams down low. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
He should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The refs bit, and that's the game.
Steven Adams trying to cash in on the three-point play. 56% for his career. Free throw good as he finishes off the three-point play. They're back within a bucket. Russ at the controls.
Screen, I got your help.
From long range, cleans it up, and a put-back slam.
If you know anything, it comes down to who wants it more. And right now, the offense is just hungrier.
Westbrook with it. Tie game, third quarter.
Come on, please, give me the ball, give me the ball.
Harden to Westbrook. Nothing going here on that drive.
Hey, watch
It's Westbrook. Can't connect. Paul across the timeline. Our score all even in this third quarter. To Adams. Off the mark. Westbrook into the front court. He'll run the offense. Shot from the lane won't go. To Paul. To Adams. Steven Adams with the slam.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice finish. It's all business.
Westbrook across the timeline. His guys find themselves trailing by a bucket. Harden picked up by Adams. To P.J. Tucker. Clint Capella looking good. 4 for 5.
This may sound cheesy, but sometimes you just need to sit back, get a tub of popcorn, and just enjoy the show, because that's what you're watching right now.
Paul picked up by Westbrook. Knocked loose. OKC now with 4 to shoot. Paul driving, but he can't connect.
That's superb defense. That's a defense getting there from the weak side early and making the player short on the shot.
Defense. Defense, let's go.
To Paul. Shot clock winding down. Here's CP3. Off the mark. He loves the tough shots, but that one may be too tough. To Harden. Here comes the screen. Shot for James Harden. Add 2 points to the board.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Now a whistle, and we're going to get a timeout from OKC as they'll make sure they're aligned here in a 2-point basketball game. Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Paul. Down low Adams. Big man, Steven Adams. He's now 5 for 6.
It just seems like nobody can stop him but him. Once he's found his offensive swag, that boy's deadly.
Russell Westbrook, guarded by Nerlens Noel. Nothing going here on that drive. It's Westbrook. Count the basket. He's feeling good. Defense has to get him out of his comfort zone.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Now a steal as the Rockets have it.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
Here comes the screen. Paul against Westbrook. Nothing going here on that drive. And the rebound comes down to the Thunder. Paul into the front court. His guys trail now by 4. And he's going to the free throw line.
I've seen it happen so many times. Small things like that foul can end up becoming a momentum changer. Let's see how this one plays out.
And he connects on the first free throw. So he hits the first, misses the second. Westbrook into the front court. Leads 3. Nothing going here on that drive. To Westbrook. Has a look. Shot by Westbrook off the mark. Schroeder to Paul. Beyond the arc for 3. And Chris Paul, quick catch and shoot there for 3.
Ed, let me tell you how this one goes. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have some. Everyone's getting a piece of the rock tonight.
Westbrook. Gordon, defended by Nerlens Noel. To Westbrook. Has a chance. It's no good. Great defense. Here's Schroeder with it. Game's all tied in the final minute here in the third. To Paul. Runner's good there.
Strong finish. That's what you need, regardless of contact, focusing on the rim.
It's Russ at the controls. To P.J. Tucker. Takes stock of the floor. To Westbrook. Here comes the screen. Now pass taken away by the Thunder. Oh, he had it.
And you have to remember that your hand is part of the ball. There wasn't enough contact on that play for the refs to blow the whistle.
Almost. Tough shot in traffic. Deep 3 at the buzzer. That misses with a second to go. That ends the third quarter. Thunder with the lead. The Thunder have it to start the fourth quarter, and you have to figure they like this spot they're in, entering the quarter with the lead on the road.
Yeah, but Ed, I disagree. As a player, I'm not really worried about how big the lead is right now. I'm worried about what kind of energy we're going to enter the fourth quarter with, more important.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number 1, create contact, and number 2, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
P.J. Tucker at the line for a chance at a three-point play. A career 74% free throw shooter. And he knocks it down at the line. Here's Paul. Brings it up the floor to Gilgeous-Alexander. Screen coming. Gilgeous-Alexander. Slam dunk.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Paul with it up top. His guys now trailing by a point. To Gilgeous-Alexander. Slams it down.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
Gordon with it. His guys now down by a point.
I told you the screen was coming. Watch cutter, watch cutter, watch cutter.
For three. Man, that was a tough shot.
Well, the defense has been good, but the shot-making ability has been better. And sometimes for NBA players at this level, the more you're in their face, the more it helps them center their focus on the target, which is making the shot. I know it sounds weird, but trust me, it's a real thing, Ed.
Paul buries the wide-open three. That's too easy. When you look at playmakers in the last decade plus, what sets Chris Paul apart?
He always puts you in a position to succeed. He leads because he's vocal, and when he directs and he guides, there is nobody better at the position than CP3.
Gordon picked up by Paul. Fires the three. It's no good. Shot's not going down. Here's Paul, controlling the offense. Here's a chance from long range, and Chris Paul, he's been doing that for years. Wide open look, and he buries it. There's a sixth sense there that you just can't teach.
If you're a player on the same team with CP3, you should be taking that point guard out to dinner every single night. There's something to be said about a guard that makes the game way easier for you to be even more of an efficient offensive player.
Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. Short jumper stays out.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Nothing going here on that drive. On the drive, it's Paul, but his shot stays out.
It's easy for the offense to get agitated when you keep turning around and the defense is right there in your face. The jawing is only going to escalate.
Gets a look. Can't hit. Russ at the controls. Won't go down. To Paul. He shoots. Oh, off the mark. To Westbrook. Slam dunk, Russell Westbrook. Where did that come from?
It's like he got in an elevator and went to floor 8. And Ed, I have to say something, okay? 6'3", 6 feet, 5'11", those aren't small guys. In the big scheme of things, they're pretty tall compared to the average person in public.
I feel like you're speaking from experience.
Everyday experience, my friend. Every day.
Westbrook with the basketball. Down 4. Tucker to Westbrook. That's what you like to see off the pick and roll. Nice, easy basket.
The defender needs to do a better job of forcing a pickup there.
Now Paul with the basketball. 2-point advantage. Gilgeous-Alexander to Paul. The Thunder down to 4 on the shot clock. Chance for Paul. And he hits. He has that sixth sense that you just can't teach.
He's like a traffic cop, and he's navigating a myriad of bodies coming his way. And there's a smaller innuendo of the game that nobody talks about. When he makes a great pass, he'll tell the offensive player, shoot it, go up, dunk it. He will direct you and lead you to success.
Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. Harden matched up with Paul.
Hey, watch the screen left. Shooter.
The screen sets him up for 2.
The defense should have picked up on that action. That's going to cost him.
With the rock, it's Chris Paul. Doesn't even see the defender. Buries the shot.
I get tired of hearing guys say, I was there, I contested a shot, I pretty much had a hand in his face. Well, no, you have to change up the game. If a guy is right-handed, he is right eye dominant. Get that hand over his right eye, block his vision. That'll enhance his chances of missing the shot.
Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball. But sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Coach has seen enough. He wants some changes. New personnel onto the floor. Off the mark at the line. To Paul. The pass set it all up.
Well, look, you can't be caught flat-footed on defense. You need to be on the balls of your feet, especially in transition. You have to jab at that guy with the ball, head jab him. Make him think that maybe you will take him. Maybe you'll fan out to a defender on the perimeter. But still, keep him guessing. But when you don't do that, that's easy money.
Harden. Shakes free and hits.
Well, that change is inevitable. And one of the things that continues to fascinate me about this game, usually when you see a good three-point shooting team, their shoulders are square to the basket. That's no longer the case in today's game. These guys are off balance, they're moving different ways, yet they still have extreme shot-making ability.
Harden to P.J. Tucker. Rockets with 4 to shoot. Missed that one. His coach cannot be a happy camper.
We call some of these players practice players. You know, the guys that make 5 out of 10 shots in practice, but then all of a sudden they're not gamers because then they're making 1 of 10. That's exactly what you want him to do. You want him to take those kind of shots.
And look out.
And cutting hard in transition is one of the most underrated things about this game. The harder you can cut is the more it opens up the floor to make plays just like that.
To Schroeder. Oh, if you're a fan, you love the will and the want. Tucker guarded by CP3. Oklahoma City's got it. Paul. To Schroeder. Paul. OKC now with 4 to shoot. Down to Adams. Able to convert inside.
You've heard it before. Slow and steady wins the race. This approach might be working out after all.
Now the Rockets will use a timeout. Let's see what they come up with. Down a point here in the final minute. Looks like both teams are making substitutions. Harden matched up with Paul. Lets it fly from long range, and James Harden, well defended, still gets it to go down. The Thunder will use a timeout. They trail by 2. And the question, do they look for the tie in overtime, or do they go for it all with a 3? The shot, almost. Whistle blown. In the eyes of the ref, intentional.
This is a close game, and possessions are at a premium. That's a good move to stop the clock.
It's the Rockets who are victorious as they win a close one by 2. That does it. For my partner, Jay Williams, and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. As we say, so long, everyone.
Here we go with the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Rockets finished with a narrow victory on the scoreboard. I could get into detail about their play calling and shot selection, but let's be honest. We all know that the dunks were the most exciting. I'd be surprised if the rim isn't a little bit bent at this point. The Thunder just couldn't close this one out. When a team goes back and review the film, coach will probably find areas of improvement. But one thing he can't say is they should have shot better. They did a great job of scoring in this game. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Game track. 3-point shooting.
Each of these teams were solid with their long-range shooting. So by extension, they were pretty poor with their perimeter defense. Closing out on shooters must always happen, whether you're tired or not.
Player of the game.
James Harden gets the award for the most obvious reason, and that's his scoring output. He couldn't be stopped, and it was incredible to watch. These are the top plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
And that does it for our post-game wrap-up. On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose. Thanks for joining us.